Sai Ram students, welcome to another session of English grammar. In this session of English grammar, we are going to continue with a topic active voice and passive voice. We started with this chapter, with this topic. Okay, we learned the definitions, several rules and steps, and in the previous lecture, we learned model 6. Remember, we have total 10 models and we started with model 6 and we are going to learn the application of this model in this lecture. Along with that, we'll also learn the next models. So let's get started. Model 6. If you remember, we started with model 6 where we came across various examples that had gerunds in them. Now, what are these gerund? It is nothing but the ing form of verb. Okay, so when we find a gerund, when there is a gerund in a sentence, it is in the present participle form. For example, running, launching, flying. Okay, so it is in the present participle form. And when a sentence with a gerund has to be changed into an a sentence that is an active voice which has a gerund has to be changed into a passive voice, the present participle form of gerund has to be changed into past participle. Like if you remember the example we learnt in the previous lecture. We went to see the launching of the ship. Okay, so we changed the gerund launching into launched. Okay, the present participle form was changed into past participle when we are writing it in passive voice. And not only that, we also place an appropriate auxiliary verb before it. Like in this case, we are using being. Alright, so how the sentence becomes, or let's read the sentence after the transformation. We went to see the ship being launched. Okay, so this is model number 6, one part of model number 6. Now let's see the other part, infinitive. Now what is this infinitive? Infinitive form of a verb is the verb in its basic form. Okay, and the infinitive form of the verb is usually preceded by to. Okay, to run, to laugh. Okay, so preposition to is preceded. Now, see the examples. To send, which is the infinitive in a sentence. If the infinitive is to send, then it has to be changed into past participle, to be sent. When we write the sentence in passive voice, it has to be, the infinitive should be changed into past participle. Like in this case, to be sent. To make will become to be made. To rain will become to be rained. Okay, so since we have done this revision now let's start with the activity based on this concept. Change the following sentences into passive voice. Now the first one, the students wanted to watch the playing of football. The students wanted to watch the playing of football. So what will be the answer here? The students wanted to watch the football being played. What is the gerund here in the question? Playing. Playing is the gerund. Okay. And when we write this sentence in the passive form, in the passive voice, we change this gerund into playing becomes played. Okay, and we use the auxiliary verb being. The next one, the children went to see the making of biscuits in the factory. The children went to see the biscuits being made in the factory. So making becomes made. The teachers went to JK school to see the conducting of the annual day function. The teachers went to JK school to see the annual day function being conducted. Okay, so conducting becomes conducted with the, and we also use the auxiliary verb being. Reena wanted to make dolls like Rani. So what will be the answer? Reena wanted the dolls to be made like Rani. Okay, moving ahead. It is wise to read the story writing of the great saints. So the answer will be the story writing of the great saints is wise to be read. The next one, our teacher wants to send one of our students for the inter-school competition. The answer will be, our teacher wants one of our students to be sent for the inter-school competition. The next one, our principal was interested in finding out the whereabouts of a missing child. The answer, our principal was interested in finding out the whereabouts of the child being missed. The police wanted to make a series of searches about a thief who was missing. The police wanted a series of searches to be made about a thief who was missing. Okay, let's see the answers now. I hope you are writing these answers in your grammar book. Now, let's move towards the next model. Model number 7. Change the following sentences into passive voice. I do not know him. We do not know anything about the matter. When changed into passive form, the sentences will read. Now, if you might have noticed, these examples given over here have the verb know. Okay. Now, let's see when we change this sentence into passive voice, what is the answer? I do not know him. He is not known to me. Okay. The technique is same as usual. The steps followed in the transformation is same. But then, since the verb know is in the predicate, you know what is a predicate? I hope you remember predicate. I have already explained you what is a predicate. Predicate is that part of a sentence wherein it is a part of a sentence, or you can say clause, containing a verb and starting and stating something about the subject. Okay, so predicate is nothing but a part of a sentence or a clause that contains a verb, and it starts something, it tells something about the subject. For example, John went home. Okay, in this case, in this example, John went home. Went home is the predicate. Alright, so now here what the model says, the technique that we use in transformation from active to passive voice is same. But since the verb know is in the predicate, the preposition used when subject is shifted is not by but to. Alright, so here when we are changing the sentence, when there is a verb know in the predicate part of the sentence, the preposition used, we use preposition to instead of by. And when do we use it? When the subject is shifted. You remember, the subject takes the place of object. There is an interchange of place. Okay, interchange of place of subject and object. So when that thing takes place, when the interchange takes place, instead of using by, we use the preposition. Instead of using by, we use to. Okay, the preposition used when subject is shifted is not by but to. And this happens only when the verb know is in the predicate part of the sentence. Similarly, we can see the second sentence. Nothing about the matter is known to us. The first question was, we do not know anything about the matter. So the answer will be, nothing about the matter is known to us. Now, based on this is a small model. There is not much in this. So based on this, let us see the application of this model in this part of the activity. Change the following sentences into passive voice. I do not know anything about your father. So what will be the answer? Let's change it. Nothing about your father is known to me. Sheila does not know Minnie. Minnie is not known to Sheila. He did not know the news about his brother's demise. The news about his brother's demise was not known to him. The next one. My mother does not know anything about my progress in the class. So what will be the answer? Nothing about my progress in the class is known by my mother. Is known to my mother. Okay. Next one. We do not know this sum. This sum is not known to us. Okay. So I hope students, this activity is clear with you. The application of this model is understood by you. Now moving ahead, let me explain you model number 8. Change the following sentences into the passive voice. I will buy the house at any cost. The passive form will be, it will be written in two ways. Okay, it can be written in two ways. The first one is, the house shall be bought by me at any cost. The house will be bought by me at any cost. Now, if you notice, the future tense will buy, it is used in the first person. Okay. Since first person is given over here, we use this will buy. Now, it shows determination or desire. It shows a strong determination to buy this house. Okay. And it also shows the desire to purchase this house, to get this house. Therefore, the usage of shall be is more appropriate than the usage of will be. The usage of, so what it means is, the usage of shall be in the passive form. When you write this sentence in the passive voice, the usage of shall be will be more appropriate. You might have seen that we have written the answer in two ways, by using shall be and by using will be. And since it shows determination or desire, the usage of shall be is more appropriate than the usage of will be in the answer. Now, the usage of will in the second person that is you, and third person that is he, she, it, they, shows simple futurity in future tense. So when the usage of will, okay, in case of second person or third person, the usage of will be is more appropriate than shall be. But students, nowadays both things can be used. Nowadays both the ways are accepted. Let us see this example. We shall take him to his father. So here the answer will be, now here shall take is used with first person. It is simple future tense. Now therefore will be taken is more appropriate than shall be taken. Okay, so what will be the answer here? He will be taken by us to his father. Alright, we shall take him to his father. We shall take him to his father. He will be taken to his father by us, or he will be taken by us to his father. Now what about this? Shall be taken is not wrong. Okay, so similarly there are two more examples here. Let us understand that. He shall support his mother. His mother shall be supported by him. They will not ask such a question. Such a question will not be asked by them. So students, let me summarize this model for you. As per model number 8, if the sentence has if the usage of the sentence has will, okay, in that case when we change the sentence from active to passive voice, okay, the usage of shall be is more appropriate than the usage of will be if it is in the first person. Okay, the future tense, will buy, will sell, it is used in first person. But the usage of will in the second person and third person, which shows simple futurity, okay, in such cases, the usage of will be is more appropriate than shall be. Okay, like in this case, what is it? They is a third person. So in this example, in the second example, they will not ask such a question. They is in the third person. So in that case, when we change it into passive voice, okay, what do we need to use here? Will. Okay, so how the answer reads? I mean, what is the answer here? Such a question will not be asked by them. Okay, such a question will not be asked by them. You might have observed, since it is a third person, hence the usage of will be is more appropriate. Hence in the answer we have used will be. Whereas in case of first person, the usage of shall be is more appropriate. Alright. Now it's also said in some cases that these days both the ways are accepted. Right. So I hope students you are clear with model number 8 as well. The application of this model, okay, the application of this model, the usage of this model in the activity we'll learn in the next session. Right. Till then, take care and don't forget to click on the link that will don't forget to click on the link of your home assignment. Right. Thank you so much for your time.